No, James, you're so good at playing that. I don't even know what instruments they are, but you're just amazing at it. Good morning, Panicans.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning. Hey, just a FYI, last Friday, the karaoke songs you had me sing, we got another copyright strike.
I'm gonna, I'm gonna deal with. That's it. You're now doing homemade karaoke. I'm making the karaoke.
I like big butts and I cannot lie.
Yeah,
Oh,
something
wait a
like
minute,
that.
that's a copyright strike.
It's gonna be like I like big goats and I love them so much. I wish I lived in Afghanistan and such.
I get him in the back.
Oh
Yeah.
man. So what do we
It's
have for
just
on this day?
Oh,
It's
we're
exciting
going.
day. It's
It is
exciting day.
on this day of what 1945, the Battle of Okinawa.
yeah, and I mean, they had radio, right? And not many people had TV back then because they thought TV wasn't ever going to be a thing. The
Well,
people who
they had smoke signals.
yeah, they had their radio, so they were
Smoke
everybody
signal.
was getting all their news from either from the radio station or newspapers, right? I
There's a signal right there.
yeah yeah
Go ahead. Speaking of radio,
Keep
CBS
going.
shutting
Keep
down.
going.
This is like when they started, right?
yeah. I
CBS
mean,
radio,
yeah, I
like when
mean,
they got
they had
famous.
radio, radios, but I mean, they were covering the war, and they had so just think if they were covering World War II with the 90% of media that gives you false information today, back then, can you imagine?
Oh
Because
my
you didn't
gosh.
really have TV, you couldn't see it with your own eyes. You just had to take somebody's word for it, what they were telling you over the radio.
And the American propaganda machine was still strong back then. Even
Oh yeah,
they told the radio announcers what to say.
well sure, and the newspapers had to go through legal before an article was printed. You had an attorney for the paper read everything before it was printed the next day. So you had reporters because they had to make sure that they weren't going to get sued. Yeah,
Yeah, there was something more impressive that happened on this day, but it didn't happen until 1994.
In preparation for the Allied invasion.
well,
Crazy.
yeah, they thought they were going to lose a million Americans. They thought because the invasion of in Japan, we were going to lose a million soldiers.
Are you talking
That's
about
That
what
on
we were
D-Day?
up
They thought.
against.
that's why we dropped the big one, because the president said, "Do I weigh this many American lives, or can I
Mhm.
put an end to this real quick?"
Right.
So they decided to risk a few to save the
Phew.
many.
Oh, we lost Skillet. We lost. We lost our historian. There he is.
Yeah, but what it is that was the whole decision behind that.
Right.
And people
Yeah.
act like we were bad for doing it, but I kind of agree with the president back then.
Well,
It's for
heck
the
Why
yeah.
love and war. It is
why
what
put
it
all
is.
these American lives at risk when we have the technology even back then to go, hey, here's America saying hello.
Yeah.
Boom.
My my uncle,
Hi.
my uncle Sonny, was in World War II in the Pacific Marine,
Hmm.
and he was good at underwater demolition. So he was part of the clearing of the landing areas. They go in it a couple of days before at night,
Clean the landmines out,
clean everything
or
out
the
so they
water
could
mines.
water mines so they could land the forces. But the good news about that was he never was on the first wave. He was always, they got to eat. He said, I like eating a hot breakfast. He goes, so I had a hot breakfast after diving.
That way I can upchuck it when I'm ready to go fight.
Yeah. And then he goes, then we get to go in on the second wave. So it was almost like, yeah, I'm playing with bombs all morning underwater, but I get to go in on the second wave. So
That's
that was his
crazy.
trade off. But he never talked about it. He said they were in the only scrape. I mean, one of the biggest scrapes that he got in, and he was a division boxing champion. He taught me hand to hand combat. I mean, and he was a mean guy.
My grandfather was in World War II, and he lost his life in a field in France.
France. But he
So
said that they were on
Dang.
an island that they invaded in Japan, and then the fleet had to go back out and defend something else. So they were left all alone, and they went in with 800 people, and they came out with 65 people. and he was one of those 65. And he never talks about it. He said what you had to do to survive was just incredible.
It's insane.
Well, you
He's
know,
dead now, right?
Huh?
He's dead now, right?
Oh yeah, man, Uncle Sonny. Yeah, man. I
Yeah.
don't even tell anybody that I was a relative of Sonny Wells of DeVary's, because he was so mean his whole life.
Well, here's the interesting
was
story,
so
Skillet.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, trust me. Here's an interesting story. So my grandfather, the reason why he went into the military during World War II was down in the hills where they were from. You know, there was a bunch of moonshiners, right?
Mhm.
So he got in an altercation with two brothers from another family who is like competition, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
Well, he ended up killing one of them.
Could be, maybe
Well,
possible.
the judge said, "Look, I will find you innocent, but you know that finding you innocent won't keep you from paying for what you did because of who you did it to." And he says, "So I'm making my suggestion to you, son, is go in the military and get out of the country for a while."
Yeah. Could
And
imagine.
that's what he did. And
Yeah.
so my grandmother was pregnant with my mom.
Hmm.
And so when he went into the military and then he died in the field in France. You know, saying that now, you
Wow.
guys know on 3 o'clock on Saturdays, I do a Veterans Affairs show with a gentleman named Larry Barnett. He was in the last known conflict battle for Vietnam right after Saigon had fell.
Wow.
And he was a Marine, and they sent him in there because one of the military ships, they wasn't even armed. This is how bad it was taken over by the Viet Cong, and they had him held hostage. And so they sent, I forget how many, it was a lot of Marines. They sent a wave of Marines in there to get him out. Well, they thought they were going to be facing like 20 or 30 combatants, and ended up being 300.
Yeah.
And then,
Wow.
so Larry's group of people, there were 44 of them that survived the entire conflict.
Hmm.
And he talks about it. He talks about when he went in, they were in helicopters, and the helicopter next to him, there were two of them for his battalion, and it got hit and it went up in flames. And he said he could sit there and watch his fellow Marines burn as they were trying to get away from the helicopter. So they're falling out of the helicopter on fire. So, and then their helicopter gets hit and it crashes on the beach, and they have wounded. So at the time, they was too hot to send any more helicopters in. So I guess on each one of these military ships, they have a little skiff type ship that they said it was basically like if the captain doesn't drink on the boat, you know, he's in charge, he does not drink, he doesn't do anything. So if he wants to get drunk or whatever, they put him in this boat and he hangs out in the ocean away from the ship and parties himself to drink, you know, to death, whatever he wants to do. So that's all they had to get these Marines off the beach was this captain's boat. Well, they couldn't fit them all in there. He said they were trying to get their wounded off the beach, and like 8 other guys besides the wounded could fit on this boat and get back to the ship. Well, the guy in charge asked Larry to make the decision of who was going to stay.
Mhm.
Larry was 19 years old. So Larry asked his fellow Marines, he says, "Please don't ask me to do this. You know what I'm saying." He says, "You can't ask me to force any of you guys to stay." He said, "So please don't make me have to make that decision." He said, every single one of them raised their hand to stay.
Sure. They're Marines.
A lot of them had just gotten out.
I'd be holding on side of that freaking dinghy, dude. I'd be like,
I'll just say one thing. After my Uncle Sonny retired and he played golf every day, he was a tour a golf marshal, but he would play for money. Don't ever hit into my Uncle Sonny's group, man. He had this guy hit into his group and he walked his ball back and he said, "Look, we're playing for money. I know we're going a little slow, but don't hit into us anymore, or just play around us." So the next hole, the guy hit into him. So Uncle Sonny took his ball, went back to the guy,
put it down his throat.
No, took his putter and broke his kneecap. And the guy goes, I'm gonna call the cops. And the guy playing with him said, that's Sonny Wells. Don't call the cops. The cops will break your other kneecap. It was old small town, man. Small towns. Just he was I never messed with Uncle Sonny.
My grandpa was in World
I
War
never
II.
messed with Uncle Sonny.
Your uncle, like, it's crazy how many people's family were in World War II.
They were all in war.
And Vietnam War.
The whole country, was involved. And that's what, with these skirmishes that we get into now, it's like we need to all be involved. That's the problem. That
is the problem. We're not united anymore.
We're not united because we don't get involved in the whole thing. So,
well, we're so divided that we have half the country siding with terrorists. That's why I just ignore politics. I mean, you can't.
It's not even that they side with them; they just side against the president.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, you just can't reason with these people. If you're screaming "Free Palestine," well, terrorists are blowing people.
You could
up.
reason with them. 9 mil, 45,
no.
223s, 55s.
When you see how lost it is, I'm like, there's no way I'm making a difference with these idiots. I'm done with this. I'm not gonna pull my hair out and die young from.
Tyler, call me silly. No, I still try to have a conversation with these people. I'll get them in my chat room.
You can try.
My chat room, man. They are deranged. No matter what you say.
Dude, I was talking to the Democrat, and Joe Morrissey has a Tesla. He has a nice Model S here at the studio. It's always parked out there, and they were here, and they looked at the Tesla, and they're like, "Ugh, you have a Tesla." Like, I was like,
I'm for the environment.
Why is it? It was because of Elon Musk. I'm like, your party built his riches, you idiot.
Yeah, you made him one of the richest people in the world.
Yeah,
and so that's just a sign that people are disgusted still. I'm like, we were having a good conversation. You're mad about a guy having a Tesla.
Some lady who's like in her, obviously in her 50s, she definitely probably pushing 60. She's out walking her dogs. Okay, she should be in a good mood walking the dogs. Dogs are happy. She should be happy. Right. She's mobile. She picks up a board with nails in it and starts nailing a Cybertruck just because it's a electric truck by Tesla.
Now, see,
these people are sick.
If they made them get 6 months to a year for doing that, they would not do it because they're
that's weak. Another thing. There's so many things wrong with the country with the Justice Department. I mean,
in Minneapolis, they're all pleading guilty to this fraud that Nick Shirley exposed, right? So they're all pleading guilty. 12 million, 14 million fraud, right? They're pleading guilty. Usually if you got $12 million or you got maybe 30% of that because you gave the other half to the Democrats, whatever, you're still going to defend yourself. But they're not. They're just pleading guilty. Why? Because they know the judge is going to give them nothing. The judge is going to just say, time served, see you later, get out of here.
One guy got 14 years, though. You know that?
Some other judge is going to reverse that.
Yeah, but he got 14 years, and he goes, "Oh, you serious? 14 years?
That's not what they told me.
For taking some money?" I was like, "Are you serious? You gonna sit there and whine to the judge?"
Speaking of deranged people, on this day in '94, Howard Stern formally announced he was running for president. Can you imagine?
No, that's the story.
Could you imagine?
Could we imagine if we had a President Howard Stern?
Yeah, he'd lay the speakers down in the Oval Office and have girls ride it and turn the bass all the way up.
Dude, Howard Stern.
Yeah.
What is that noise? Oh, why is that doing that?
What noise?
I was laughing.
No, it was playing on a different tab.
Yeah, we've been so serious.
Howard Stern.
Time to get not serious.
Right.
So here we got this fucking moron.
Oh, darts! Come on, man! I gotta write. I'm gonna start writing the song today. I just have to write. I'm just gonna write a few lines a day.
James,
you can use AI songs and you don't get no copyright.
No, James. You know what? You're gonna be doing "Goats in Afghanistan" in the song, by the way. And you know what? I'm making it a cappella. It's gonna be a cappella because then there's no copyright. I don't have to work on the beat. James is gonna sing a cappella every Friday.
Give me the lyrics. Give me the lyrics.
It doesn't have to be like inflection points, nothing.
I'm just gonna put the words on the screen. Sing it. You could use Steamboat Willie songs from Disney. They're past the 100-year point of acapella. Our
Yep.
past year of
So
copyright.
Howard Stern, I was way too little to know anything about this. Did you guys like? Were you paying attention in
yeah.
1994 when he was
Yeah.
running for governor?
Yeah.
Like, did you say, "Oh my gosh, Howard Stern's running for governor"?
No, we
Because he wasn't that famous at that point,
He was
right?
a shock jock, man. He's
was a
been
shock
famous
jock.
for a long time.
yeah.
Because this is 94. Didn't he pop in like late 80s or
Yeah.
something? Or was he?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
I
in
mean,
the
he
80s.
did.
Okay. He just got famous quick.
He just did crazy stuff that they never ever did.
He would. So he announced on this day. So what day is it? March 23rd. He renounced and withdrew on August 4th. He withdrew from the race after refusing to comply with the state law requiring him to disclose
Financial
his
records.
personal financial
Yeah,
records.
because he was the most famous shock jock in America.
Right.
So how did you think, like, is this new to, like, I know this, like, if I'm running for any office, they're going to look through my financials. Like, how did he not
He
know they're
didn't
going
know.
to look
Yeah, he
through?
didn't know.
He was not. The stuff he did was so unintelligent, but funny.
Yeah.
So he's
He was
not a highly intelligent man.
He's
So
it was 10-year-old humor. 10-year-old humor is the riot.
Yeah. What's the point? Like, what do you think that he was trying to hide with his financials? Show how poor
Yeah,
he is?
show
or
how
something?
poor he
Doing
is.
nasty shit.
No,
how poor he is. He was poor.
No, I disagree. I don't. I think because he was, messing around on his wife, and I think she didn't know how much he was worth.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. He grew up in New York, and his dad worked at CBS Radio. He was a big radio engineer, and they lived when their neighborhood went dark. They didn't move, and so he went to school, elementary or junior high, high school. He was like the only white guy in the school, man. And it was all like, so he kind of grew up. He kind of grew up, kind of,
Goofy nerd type dude.
yeah,
in
kind
the
of.
hood.
Yeah, you better be nerd trying to
Yeah.
fit in. Howard Stern.
But he loves New
douche,
York.
man. When I saw that was on this day in history today, I couldn't.
Yeah,
I couldn't,
so
I couldn't ignore
so
it, dude.
we were talking serious stuff.
But
now we
what-
can make
what
fun
he-
of this fucking douchebag piece of shit asshole that he
Here
is.
we go.
Well, I
You know
think it's funny. I hope he stays in New York, and I hope he gets ma'am dannied. Because that's what I'm calling it, getting ma'am dannied.
Boy, ma'am Danny,
Right.
he is going full blown. Let's put everybody in office that's Muslim.
And going after pensions. I told you they were going after pensions.
He is definitely doing everything he said he wouldn't do.
Yeah, you move
what?
out of New York, you don't get your pension.
Wait, what day is it today?
You watch.
3/23.
And
on the 23rd.
And the governor's going to back him because she's broke. She told everybody, get the heck out of New York. If you don't want to live in New York, go to West Palm. Get out. Now she's
begging him
like,
to come
broke.
home.
Yeah, now she's begging him to come
please,
home.
Please, we didn't mean it.
Did they not know that there's video that they just air that and say, here's what you said and here's what you're saying now?
Any New York Republican candidate just needs to loop what her and Mondani has said.
I forgot to write it down, but Howard Stern, he ran. I forget his platform.
He ran as a liberal,
stronger
libertarian.
Yeah, but he was a libertarian. Yeah, but his platform was like, I wish I had it.
Yeah.
By the way, in this year in May coming up here is when Howard Stern premiered in Orlando on WTKS 104.1. That was on this day, except coming up soon. he was coming to Orlando for you. Man, this year
that's what he used to do on the
93
air to get girls to put their little cooch on top of a bass speaker. He'd get into the speaker or into the mic and go, and he had some girl act like she was having an orgasm on air.
Okay, so today let's go over national days. National days. Did you know that it's near Miss Day, March 22nd, 23rd? See, they missed it on the date. They don't know what day it is because it's Miss Day.
Yeah, because it was
It's
in
a
Yeah,
near
but is an asteroid
They missed
coming
it 'cause
500,000 miles close to the
Ah!
Earth? Is that really
But
a near miss? 500,000 miles.
I think it is. It was 9 days. They found it 9 days before.
Yeah,
right?
'cause space
Scientists
is a
discovered
big
the
ass
asteroid
place
March
to look for
31st.
shit.
We spent billions on exploration of space, and we can't see anything coming 9 days before it's going to hit the Earth.
Yep.
I don't really get excited until all the scientists run out of buildings going, ah!
Well, it's fascinating that probe they
Yeah, I don't
launched.
even know where
You
the
remember that
safest
probe
one.
they launched? Oh, was it 50 years ago now?
Okay,
That's still sending back signals from the edge of our universe.
that's awesome. That's awesome.
No, I love space
Yeah.
stuff. I love it.
Yeah.
I love space stuff so much that I'm gonna do this. Look at this. Is this space? Oh no, that's not space.
Yeah.
Here's space. Look, space.
Yeah.
Wait, you're supposed to be space. That's it, right? We're coming from the edge of space right now. Oh, you're slapping me. All right, let's get into some news. What is going on with this world record? Guinness record. Pakistani man performs
Thumb
66
push-ups.
thumb push-ups. I've never tried, to be honest with you. Like, I assume it would be
Well,
really
they
hard
work
to do
out
a
their
push-up.
thumb for that's their trigger for when they release the bomb that the vest bomb that they wear. So they got to hold on to that trigger for a while. So they work out their
Let's see what
thumb.
this is.
Right strike,
On his
top
thumb.
right strike.
There.
I feel sorry.
Y'all remember I told you guys I played that
Dude,
call to
he's
prayer.
got one leg up too.
I played a
Look at the guy behind him. The guy's like, "Oh, I'm missing my
I am
goat time.
taking
but
pictures
I
of my
take pictures of
favorite
you." This is my goat
Yes,
camera. It's very
that
good. Look at the guy next to him, dude.
Look at that. Thumbs up. Thumbs
Yeah.
up, Hamad.
I am a massage therapist.
It's kind of turned into a girl push-up, bro. It's kind of turned into a girl push-up. Straighten that, drop the ass, straighten out that back.
Put that nose
Come
on the
now.
ground, young man. That ain't a real push-up.
Push the butt down, lift the chest up. What are we doing here? Come on.
You gotta love the construction. They got a major fault crack in that wall, and then they just have exposed telephone wires just going on the outside of the wall. You gotta love them.
Look, he's gonna pray now.
Oh,
Is that his prayer
Yeah.
rug?
don't
Well,
do that on your
like I was
prayer
just
rug.
saying, I played a video from Dearborn, Michigan at 5:30 a.m. call to prayer, and I got a copyright strike.
Yeah.
It is ridiculous.
Okay, so can we just can somebody just airdrop Shia Beirut over to Iran and just say this is our
Dude, Shia LaBeouf, the reason why I put that in the rundown, he's yelling at some woman in Rome a couple days ago. But on Friday, I saw another story because remember, he got arrested and then he got in trouble right after getting arrested last month in New Orleans. And then when I was leaving the studio last week, it popped another story of him yelling at the cops in front of his house in New Orleans. And then I'm like, man, I'm not even going to put this in the rundown. This is so funny. He's like a magnet
Look
for
at his
trouble right
body
now.
language
And then
when he was yelling at her.
when I'm off over the weekend, this popped again. So he's yelling at the cops and he's going to Rome, yelling at this lady.
and he was just in New Orleans.
He looked like a
That's
heroin
funny.
addict who was like jonesing for a hit.
Give me your money, sir, and I will
Look at this.
stiffen it out to keep you out of trouble. You definitely have too
TMZ.
much money. Hey, they're my neighbors. Hi, Bob. Hey, Susan.
It's so crazy. Look, take a drink of my beer.
Yep, they're their daughters. Hey, Susie. Hey, Martha.
Dude, he's going crazy.
They
He has
literally-
he has to be screwed up right there.
Oh, step in front of the car, dumbass. Oh, that's one.
He's going crazy, dude.
He is.
He's always been an asshole. Look, he's trying to find some crack on the sidewalk.
He's going nuts, dude.
Yeah,
I feel
that's-
bad for him because
Yeah, give me your money. I'll give it to you in stippets and keep you out of trouble.
He's got to do something because he's going nuts.
Yeah.
He's
So
gotta have
Robert
the
Downey
most popular-
Jr. was that way.
or Bishop Barron, because remember he did that big role over the last couple of years with Padre Pio. Like that was his big movie recently, and he converted to Catholicism. And I thought he was like, oh my gosh, this guy's gonna be great for us Catholics, right?
Yeah.
And now I'm like, Bishop Barron, if he's watching all this right now, he's like calling Shia LaBeouf. He's like, dude, come
Yelling
back.
at that woman in Rome.
now.
I
I
smell
need
your
to talk."
snatch from here.
He's
Yeah,
I smell your
obviously
snatch
like,
from here.
he needs to go
Don't
back
y'all
to
believe in
church.
deodorant?
Here's the deal. When you do a movie, the insurance companies come in, Warner Brothers, whoever, and they have to insure the movie. And they have to insure all the actors who are multi-million-dollar actors. Sand gets in their hair, sand gets in their eye, whatever that they're doing. All right. Who's going to insure this guy? This guy he's in the same platform now as Will Smith. Will
Yeah,
Smith
like
is not going to
Johnny
be
Depp.
making any movies anymore
You
because
know what?
nobody will insure him.
Dude,
You know how you
We
say you hate
let's make a
talking about
movie with Shia
politics anymore?
LaBeouf.
Yeah.
We'll insure him.
Yeah. You know, you hate talking about politics anymore as much as I hate talking about privileged actors.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm
this
so
is
sick and-
politics in the post, baby.
I know, but there's just so many of them that were decent people when they went out to California that
You know,
turned into such douchebags.
I know this is. I haven't thought this through for like popular opinion or what it would feel like.
It's
But
obvious.
I think that there should be a rule for kids acting. I don't think that because every single one of them ends up insane.
Kurt
What's that?
Russell, look, Kurt Russell was a child actor and he grew up.
Kurt
decent.
Russell was a huge child actor.
Yeah.
But this
So
is
they're not
back
all
when-
that way.
This is back
No.
before cell phones, or before even brick phones, dude. and
You
you're
just have to
freaking
be
buckled into your
grounded.
car.
These are ungrounded,
There's
You
a-
know me-
but-
you
but
do know
it's
me and
all of
Tim
the-
both are from the days
2000. Well,
before.
probably from 1990. Like from 1990 on, they're all insane.
A lot of
Yeah.
actors are moving away from Hollywood, and they're living in Texas, they're living in Florida, they're living,
Or living
wherever.
in
Living the
Louisiana,
clean
where he
life, as
lives.
they call it.
If you,
Clean life.
I don't know why, but I think by the way, rest in peace to Chuck Norris, right?
Yeah,
If you are Shia LaBeouf, why are you living in? I don't know. For some
Roundhouse.
reason, I think if I have all this money, and there's no way I'm gonna move my ass to downtown New Orleans. What the
No.
hell are you doing in front of everyone? He's yelling at the cops the other day. I'm a target. You don't understand. I'm a target. You're a target because you're
You
targeted.
made yourself a target,
Like,
douchebag.
Like you're not a
John
target. Go to Hawaii.
Travolta lived in Spruce Creek, and I mean, there was a bar off of New Smyrna he used to hang out at, and everybody just like, "Hey, how's it going? Good to see you." I mean,
Yeah.
you just treat them normally.
Yeah.
If you
Like,
treat these
yeah.
guys normally, that's all they're looking for is a little peace. Not him. He's not. He's not looking for peace.
He's literally like, it's and then what? A couple days before on Friday when I left the studio, he's on the news, asking in his underwear at the hotel in Rome, asking for a lighter with a cigarette in his mouth in the hotel,
Right.
at the reception.
Okay,
And
it's
And
late.
nobody
that's on
likes-
video
it's-
too. He's
it's-
been in like 5 different stories in 3 weeks.
Yeah, nobody
Popping
likes
on the
smokers.
news.
His cigarettes are laced with heroin.
He cannot get off the news. He just it's like, dude, go.
You know, Robert Downey Jr. was that bad, if not worse.
Yeah, Robert
And
Downey
he
Jr. is
finally,
bad too.
but he
He's
finally
gone.
turned his life around.
Yeah, it's called insurance companies won't insure you for a movie.
But I mean, he finally got clean. You know, back in the day, he didn't care. You know what I mean? He finally
yeah,
got clean, but it took decades.
Yeah,
I mean, back then, that's when you went to jail just for having an addiction. Now they treat you like a victim.
yeah.
Back then, they treat you like a criminal. So he went to jail for his addiction many times.
Yeah, so he's
Well,
so
we
here's
all-
a California update, right?
Yeah, I love California updates.
Dude, there's so many. I had to pick one.
This
There's
is the
so many
best.
California updates.
Okay, let's just make sure that we all know about California scams. Yeah, that raise money for the fires. They raised $100 million. All the actors, all the celebrities did a little wing ding,
Everything west of Bakersfield needs to be dropped into the ocean.
and they raised $100 million. Newsom immediately took the $100 million, sent it to Philadelphia, outside Philadelphia, to an NGO that also finances him a lot. And
Not another NGO.
and they spend 70% of their expenses are 70%, and you only get back 30%. So they just they laundered that $100 million to an NGO outside of Philly.
Well, we had
Yeah,
that
okay.
meeting. We had that brain trust meeting back out in Vegas. And of course, we can't tell you about it because what happens if Vegas stays in Vegas.
Right. Then he built a train. Going to build a train from San Francisco to LA. They've spent $78 billion on it already. They still have 4 major land purchases to close. They have not finished buying all the land.
It's epic. It's so epic.
It's so epic. It's so epic. And it's never going to, it's 60 miles south. The end stop is 60 miles south of San Francisco and 60 miles north of LA. So you still have to rent a car to take a train
Here's
trip.
the thing is, to do any of these jobs in government and private and finance in this,
Crazy.
anything down the line in this project,
Right.
engineer, whatever, accounting firm, anything that's in this line of this project requires so many degrees in college and us.
I
well,
could have
me,
done a better
I've
job,
never
and
been to
I'm a high
college.
school.
I'm a total
I'm a high
idiot.
school dropout.
Skillet's definitely been to college. He's probably like Stanford grad, but like we're.
But
Like,
look, I'm a
I'm
high school
looking at it
dropout,
like,
and
what are
I'm
you
in the
doing?
same room with you guys.
Right.
How is this possible?
Well,
It's America.
okay,
That's how it's possible.
You're getting there, Tyler. You're getting there. So now we have this bridge called the Butterfly Bridge over the highway. It started out to be, it's going to cost $30 million. Now it's 104. Now it was at $80 million. That's when they were all putting on their safety vests, wearing their safety hats, carrying panda bears, saying, "We need more money. Please give us more money." Now it's up to 114 million, and it's still not done. So, okay, let's just think about this. You had the stolen 100 million from Save the Fire Victims. So they didn't get, they did a high school and a Jewish center, right? Temple.
It's the Jews.
And you have the train to nowhere, and you have the Butterfly Bridge. So you have to start thinking to yourself, maybe these are illegitimate, maybe these are elite, these are money laundering, money pits that everybody else is getting rich, and you're not getting anything for it.
You can chase it back to the Jews.
Imagine driving under this bridge every day. This is in SoCal too, so they're just getting
and it's not done yet. It's still got another couple of lanes of highway to go over.
They're going to put another couple
then
hundred
it got
million
attached
on this thing,
to the
bro. I can't wait
wildlife
to see
hill
its
right
condition.
there.
When you get cheap on these kind of structures, especially going over highways, these things, they collapse. Sometimes they collapse, and when
that
they
happens
collapse,
in Florida, they collapse.
They did it collapse, and then you got cars underneath it. Okay, trust me, I don't,
Yeah, it started out as a tiny
Bad
project. Now it's over
decisions cost
$114 million.
lives.
I mean, it's like it's so epic. I just couldn't imagine being such. This goes back to the idiots in the country. The idiots, they're on both sides, but they're very prevalent.
So I don't think they're idiots. I think they sit in a room.
I
don't think they're idiots. I'm going the opposite way. I think
they're willful idiots.
They're ruthless thieves that are deciding how much millions are going to steal, and then they create a boondoggle.
Right.
Okay?
And we'll
like,
appear
really
to be idiots, so they'll say, "Well, they don't know better."
Some guy sitting in the room, right? It's like some guy sitting in the room, like, what do you guys think? How can we soak these assholes?
Right.
What about a butterfly bridge? What are you talking about, Tim? A butterfly bridge? This is California, baby.
Genius. And then you got the guy in the back.
Genius.
Genius. He's a genius. I'm telling you.
No, what it is the prostitute that comes up off their Johnsons gives them the idea, and then she goes back to work, and they go, "Oh, that'll work."
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
And the sad part is, you can put up 100 videos after this whole project is completed after $250 million, and not one animal across that freaking thing, man. You put up a camera on that thing.
Exactly. There's going to be no animals.
And you'll have
they're going to be all scared away from construction for 10 years,
142 tents on that bridge, and they'll all be living in paradise, man. They're going to be living in paradise.
Oh my gosh, that is going to be full
true.
of tents.
That's awesome. That's an awesome idea.
That is going to be full of tents.
We're building a place for the unhoused to live.
That is so bad, dude. I got it. I wonder if I have this video right here. Oh boy.
Oh yeah. Saying
they could have built a water bridge to Hawaii.
That little dyslexic Getter brother right there, the Gettys,
Well, I'm dyslexic.
who's chased out all the
That
gas
bridge to
companies out of
nowhere.
California.
That is a
See, they gotta
butterfly
connect
bridge,
it.
dude. That's all it can get
Right,
to.
they
Yeah.
got to connect it to the wildlife, and they ain't got enough money to do it.
The cats have to jump from the freaking the side over there. Oh my gosh,
That
is
That
so
bridge
funny,
has
dude.
to go down
First of
that
all-
hill,
First of all,
Tyler.
if there's an actual bridge, then that means you're connecting one side to the other. One side was like houses and stuff. So you're gonna bring the cougars to the houses? Like I don't even get it.
Absolutely.
Oh, I get it.
You got to have
Maybe- I
population
get it.
control. You got to get rid of some humans.
Maybe it should have just put kind
They're
of a
going to
bridge,
name
like half
okay.
a bridge.
The train was one train too many. This one's going to be this was one bridge too far. You remember the
Tyler,
movie
that was a
Bridge Too
neighborhood.
Far?
That was a neighborhood of New Yorkers.
Yeah. All right. The average American has enjoyed 3 vacations of a lifetime. The average American. So, okay, everybody has different ideas about vacations. My idea of a vacation of a lifetime is spending a week with your family at the beach. That's a vacation of a lifetime. And everybody's swimming in the
Leave at
sloughs.
home.
You know,
Go to
there's
Vegas.
yeah.
So the top criteria says the New York Post at least 35% of people want the stunning natural scenery. So this is, I guess, they're accumulating throughout.
Yep.
36% is food and drink, probably James style, and then 31% activities you can't
You
do at
saying
home,
that
which is
because
probably
of
where my
that?
wife.
Is that what you're doing? Is that where we're
so
going
James
with
is
this?
the food.
Really?
James is the food guy.
Oh, I'm
the
food
scenery guy.
Right, I'm the food guy. I never talk about food on this damn show. It's Skillet that talks about food more than anybody.
I
So
love
you guys
food.
can take my big fat ass
Look,
and you can just kiss it because I'm
James,
not the food
look.
guy.
That's 20.
look, James, see this Huel?
Yeah.
Today is my day. I'm starting this. I'm only drinking this week. It's meal
Why?
replacement. I'm only drinking this. It's
Are you
it's
overweight?
actually pretty incredible stuff. Yeah, dude, I'm a fatty, dude. I hide it well.
Yeah. Yep. You apparently do.
I do hide it well, but I am definitely overweight. So my wife would definitely fall in the activities you can't do at home. I would fall in the stunning scenery, but I think that I would also be in the food and drink thing because I love food too.
Well, don't get
just
me wrong.
want-
I like going to restaurants I've never been. And
You don't
just to
understand.
try them
But
out.
well,
You know-
while we were in DC, all these people went to these the art museum, and I'm like, what the hell are these people doing? Why don't they go to the beach? And my wife's like, not everyone wants to go to the beach for vacation. I'm like, well then
Well,
you're
why
not
don't
going
they
on
go to the
vacation.
wall of name?
That's what vacation is. Going to the beach. Like
Well,
that.
my-
That's vacation.
My parents never bought a house at the beach because we lived in Orlando, and
Yeah.
back then you just didn't buy a house at the beach because it would disintegrate. So only contractors had houses at the beach because they always are fixing them because
when I lived
they
in Florida,
disintegrate.
when I lived
They
in Florida,
disintegrate.
I lived right in the middle.
Yeah.
You know, as far as away from the waters. But I used to like when I'd get an opportunity to be off for the weekend. It was like a little less than a 2-hour drive from Lake City to Panama Beach. Panama, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
And
Panama.
so I used to get a hotel room, which it costs more on a hotel that's on the beach. They have
Right.
hotels that are like across the street from the beach, but I got one. I always get one on the beach, and I go out there and sit on those Chase lounges when it got dark, and they'd bring me beer, and I'd sit there and watch the moon bounce off the waves that came in, and that's what I did for sometimes 4 or 5 hours at a time because I was just fascinated by it. I love the sound of the waves, and I like the moon bouncing off the ocean. So.
You guys, you don't, you know, that's called a relaxing vacation. You don't understand. So my dad would rent a house at the beach for a month. He would make us load up a U-Haul trailer of cooking appliances and take it to the rental house because they didn't have enough stuff there. And then he would hand out a schedule for the whole month of
This
food.
is what you're doing tomorrow, Tim. By the way, here's what you gotta do.
The
Yeah,
food.
Tim, you're on dishes today. Your sister's cooking.
The fish, the food menu for the month, okay, already, and he would stick to it. Me, I take the boat over, go fishing all day, and he'd be like, "You were supposed to go to the grocery store to pick up dinner tonight." I'm sorry, Dad, I was fishing all day. You know, we're having
Don't worry,
fish.
I didn't catch anything.
We're having fish.
So his dad tells the rest of the family, "We're not eating tonight." You know why?
Well,
Because
Dad,
Tim
Dad
decided
went
to be
fishing all day.
selfish.
Dad, now I feel
Tim
bad
was
that I didn't
selfish.
keep any. I was catch and release all day. I thought you got
Yeah.
food.
Yeah, your brother was selfish, so none of us are eating tonight unless he brought home fish. Oh, that's right, he's a piss poor fisherman. I guess we're not eating.
So the girls, and I had girls, all girls. So they're surfing. I got surfboards. The girls all surfed, and they're out there surfing. And so it was just fun how that is. And then at the end of the month, we got to move all that cooking stuff back. And I'm talking his smoke
Oh, a month, dude. A
grill,
month.
his
Oh
deep
my god.
fry
month.
equipment, everything, man.
A month is like
It was so stressful. I was like, Dad, do you ever relax? My old man never relaxed.
See, I paid for all my kids and my ex-wife to go on vacations. I get to go on long weekend vacations from time to time, but I never actually took more than 3 or 4 days off in a row because I worked all the time.
Right.
But now my kids, they've been all over. You know what I mean? They've had good vacations with their mom.
That's what I'm trying to avoid. I have worked, like I was raised like you guys, right? I was raised to work to death.
Provide.
I dropped out of high school. I was troweling concrete, became machine operator when I was 16, and my boss told me, he said, Tyler, if you want to continue working for me, then you have to go get your GED. And so I went and got my GED, and then I basically ran that company.
He was trying to help you.
Yeah,
I mean, he was really looking out for you.
He was a really important figure in my life at that time.
Sure.
Denny, he was very important.
You know, I had a boss tell me the same thing, Tyler. I was a mechanic, which, you know, as a high school dropout, but when you have skills as a mechanic, they don't care what your education is. They want you to fix their shit, right?
Yeah.
So I wanted to get into management. So my boss said, well, James, you're never going to get into management because you never finished high school, because they figure you're a quitter if you don't finish something as easy as high school. And I said, well, I could have finished high school, but I had to go to work. You know what I mean? I had a baby coming. And so he says, well, then prove it and go get your GED, and I'll look at you for the next promotion. And so 13 years later, after I dropped out of high school, I went and did my GED, and I come into top 92% when I took the test.
Wow. Good for you.
You know?
Yeah.
And then I became a foreman.
Exactly. See, I was a high-rise foreman in New York. Like, I was the youngest foreman. I'm telling all these old guys what to do, the flooring guys, the tile, HVAC guys, all union guys.
You didn't mind doing gay things, so you stuck your way to the top.
I would be balling if I had ever left New York, dude.
You balled a lot.
I did. I cried a lot. I did cry a lot. But same with me. I took my GED. I got really good scores on it when I was 16. I took the ASVAB for the military. I was like, man, this is going to suck, dude. I got like 77 on the it was really high. I told them I wanted to be military police, MP. And then, so when you do the ASVAB, you take it, and then I was like, okay, I'm done. I did it at the recruiter's office. They said, okay, now you got to go to West Virginia, and you got to prove it, right? We're going to go to I don't know what place we went to, another military installation. And they said, if you get X amount of questions right, then it's true that you weren't faking it, and it wasn't bullshit back at the recruiting station. I was like, oh no, this is going to be tough, because it's either you get the few questions right, so they prove that you did the right test back there, or you have to take the multi-hour test because you sucked. And they kicked me out a couple questions in, and I was like, there we go. I'm actually smart.
Well, let me tell you.
I'm smart. I can run this family. I'm smart.
I can do this. Give me a gun.
Let me give you my military recruitment thing. So I would, you know, because my family is all military people, right?
Yeah.
And like I said, I've always been big, so you know, I had no illusions when I went to go to apply to get, you know, to sign up for the Army, but because all my friends' dads were talking about during the Vietnam War when they was drafting people, that because they were running out of people who qualified for the military, that they started a chubby platoon. So you could go to boot camp overweight, and they would do a different type of boot camp to get you down to your correct weight, and then you would be able to continue on with your military
One
career.
that won't give you a heart attack
Okay.
during training.
Well, so
No,
I heard about
that's
this.
how that guy with the striped shorts and the afro came into things. He was
So now
he was
y'all
dancing
making
to
fun
the
of my
oldies.
pain.
Look like
All right, make fun of
John
my pain.
Candy.
Whatever, make fun of my pain. So I was talking to the recruiter about this, and I weighed like 210 at the time, and he's like, well, you should weigh max 175. And I said, okay. And I said, well, what about the special platoon for people who have a weight problem? And he's like, well, we discontinued that 4 years ago because we no
Too many
longer
heart
do the test.
attacks.
Too many heart attacks.
No, they just said they didn't need to do it anymore because they stopped drafting people were starting to.
James, we're
whatever.
not doing the board. We're not doing the board right now. Oh shit!
Hey.
Go check on James.
You know what I say? Fuck you. I'm not sharing nothing with you guys anymore.
Doing the
I
chubby
swear, I
platoon.
never knew. I didn't realize I was dealing with insensitive bastards.
I can just see
Whatever,
the guy
guys.
going, make them climb the tower. They'll kill themselves. Make them. That's even better. Let me get the film. Let me get the camera set up.
Better get make James do it. Go get James.
Let me get
It's
the
gonna be
camera set up.
hilarious.
I know. Hey,
James would just mess
I
with you. That's
appreciate
why it's so
everybody who
fun.
served their country. Thank you. Thank you. God bless you.
Now, did you
And I
hear about
support you.
that type of program, skillet, during the Vietnam War and shortly after, where they had that, like the chubby? That
No.
was not the real name of it, but that's what people called it, the chubby.
No,
platoon.
my uncle John was in Vietnam. He was a radio operator, and he never fired his gun. He took his hand grenades that they made you wear, hand grenades, and he took black electrical tape and he taped the handles on them so they wouldn't snap off while he was crawling through the grass. Okay, because a lot of people died that way because they
Right.
would
Well,
snap off.
my uncle was a grunt.
And
So he was
a
the guy that
radio
went
operator.
down into those holes.
He was a radio operator. He was a tunnel rat, a tunnel rat. So he wasn't. He was a radio operator. He had a master sergeant who protected him. And the guy, he said, that was the baddest Marine he had ever met. And they got into some skirmishes. And that master sergeant, don't worry. He said, Wells, don't worry. Nothing's going to happen to you. Keep talking on the radio. And he killed everything. I mean, this guy. I mean,
my uncle got shot in the left side of the face.
Because those radio operators were very important. They had to communicate, and they would shoot at them. They were targets.
Well, my uncle went down into the holes. You seen Forrest Gump where
Oh yeah.
he was the guy that went down in the holes for the Viet Cong down in their little tunnels. Well, that's what my uncle's platoon did. They were called grunts, and he come face to face with the Viet Cong and shot him in the left side of his face, and he has the lower part of his ears is completely gone because of it. And so that's what I mean. My whole family has either been wounded or died for this country.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he said.
Well, we were talking about vacation. Somehow we got back into
No.
wars.
This is segue right into the dating from hell. Going on a date is like going to the ice cream. Maybe go have a happy hour drink so you don't cost your date so much money. Have a little empathy for how much things cost.
Or just
so
or
people
just
now
drop 300 and spend an hour and go back home.
Yeah, no, have a little empathy for how much things cost. But no, now it's healthy.
That's not what I was saying.
So they want to go on a date, on a hike.
Special girl.
That just sounds so dangerous.
It's so dangerous. It's
But
so dangerous that you're going to go
rent a girl for an hour and
on
then
a
go
hike.
back home and you're done. Don't worry about it. No relationship, no nothing.
Good advice.
Sinister
It is
dating
good
trends
Chubby platoon.
where women say men
Because if
abandon
not,
in the wilderness.
you'll work all day trying to make a dime. What Uncle Sam doesn't take, you're going to send it to your 2 ex-wives. So it's better off just to buy a date.
Yeah.
It's called the trend is called the Alpine divorce. It's going viral. Women say men are taking them on dates and intentionally ditching them mid-trail in a twisted way to end the relationship. So the term exploded after a TikTok video showed a woman sobbing after she had navigated a mountain descent alone, sparking millions of views and a flood of similar stories.
Yeah.
Women describe being left miles from help, without cell service, forced to find their way back with the help of strangers or alone.
If
some
I'd have
recount
known then what I know now, I'd have
12
done that with my first wife.
some recount 12-hour treks out of places like the Grand Canyon after their partner stormed
Grand,
ahead, walking off with
Grand
other
Canyon.
women they met on the trail.
Man, they could have just booted them
Like,
off the edge of the cliff
I
and
mean,
been
at
done with it.
certain like wouldn't like
I don't know
isn't
what
there
happened. She
wouldn't
fell.
you be scared one of them dies?
Yeah,
Like,
you know,
Yeah.
at the end of a day,
Scared? No.
yeah, these
Hoping?
men,
Yes.
these men have no idea what dating's all about. At the end of a date,
yeah.
there might be a prize.
Well,
Okay,
you don't
Yeah.
it's
understand.
like,
They're growing up in a
who knows? They might have been
generation where
knocking one
women
off
say
during the
men ain't shit. No, they're growing up in a generation where women are saying men ain't shit.
Dart. Sorry, James.
It's true.
I want to
You know
make sure.
it's true.
I want to make sure that
However I say it, it's
I
factual. They grow up.
want to make sure
These
that I get some
women
good.
are telling everybody we don't need a man. Men ain't shit. The world is
Dart.
better off without men, even though they don't realize that they wouldn't have lights, running water, a street to drive on,
That's
a
why
car
we
to
die
drive,
younger, right?
if
Right.
it wasn't for men.
Yeah.
So they can take my swollen left nut and just have a field day with it if they want.
and you're almost up to 100 already today,
I
James.
don't care. I do it so you guys don't have to.
100 on day one.
Day
I do it for
one.
you guys. You realize this, right? This is
Day
my
one.
love to you. I do it
No.
so you don't have
No,
to.
but I mean,
Remember, if you
I
hit
mean-
100, we work on the next week, and we have immunity for the week, so we can say whatever we want.
yeah, but I mean, you're going on a hike.
That's definitely a copyright strike there. Anyways, it's actually crazy because why you're going on a hike in the Grand Canyon? Like, do you not pay
Grand
any attention
Canyon?
to anything?
You
You're
know,
gonna
you
go on a
have
hike
to.
in the Grand Canyon with a date, and then the date leaves you. At least
Yeah,
he
I
didn't
mean-
kill you if he's that psychotic.
You got to drive to the Grand Canyon. You know, Flagstaff is an hour away. Sedona is like 3 hours away. I mean, you have to drive to the Grand Canyon. It's like,
Well, I'd have to drive
reason-
through the Grand Canyon on a mobile scooter because I couldn't walk that.
yeah, the Grand Canyon's a national park, and it's like 45 minutes into the Grand Canyon to see it. So it's like you're already spending an hour and a half, 2 hours with somebody on a
Parts
date.
of it you can't get
Then
to
you're gonna
without making
ditch
a
'em
donkey
on a
ride.
hike. Give me a break.
You've
I'm
seen
saying,
those
There's
donkey
another
ride
one in
tours,
California.
right?
There's tons of stories. So
Yeah.
it's called the Alpine Divorce. It's a
Alpine
trend. You don't
divorce.
want to be part of the Alpine Divorce. It
It
looks like the reaction is a mix of shock and recognition. Some women say it's so common they have support groups for those who have been abandoned on
So
hikes.
women, here's a suggestion.
Oh my God.
Go for a walk around your apartment complex
Yeah.
with your new boyfriend and see if he'll hang that long with you. I mean,
Here,
just,
I got
yeah.
another one. Take your damn shoes off, get in the kitchen and make him a sandwich, and then come back and give him a blowjob.
One
Shut
of these
the fuck
one of
up.
these days we're gonna see a shoe fly across the room and hit James in the face and knock
Victim.
him out.
Victims, that's all there. I'm such a victim.
he keeps talking about this hair tonic, hair treatment, blowjob. I don't even know what that is.
I
So,
don't know
you
what it is either.
I don't either. It's
My
like,
wife said that, my wife said that the other
don't,
day. She's like,
like,
I saw so and so open for his girlfriend. Say what you want about that guy, but he's always opened the door for his girlfriend. Blah 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 blah. And I said, she said, you used to open my door. You used to open the door for me when we
You
got in
used
the
to
car.
give me a
And
head job too.
I just
so.
texted her back. I said, you used to do blowjob. You used to
There
give
you
me a
go.
blowjob. And she's like, what does she didn't get it. She says, how do you know if she gives him a blowjob? And I said, you're not
Victim.
following. I don't
yeah,
know.
no.
She
No.
most likely does.
I got
if he
kicked.
keeps
I got
opening that
kicked out
door.
of Great Clips because I asked for a blowjob.
Oh, that reminds me. We need a dad joke.
And here we almost got out of here
Oh.
without one.
Okay. Why did the laptop get glasses?
Screen.
To improve his website.
Oh, to improve his website. You know, that's the problem with this generation, James. That's the problem right there.
Right there, yeah.
What did his jokes are so good? They're on
Speaking,
fire,
of
bro.
speaking of laptops,
I don't feel bad about selling spare tires when I worked as a car salesman now, James. I don't feel bad about selling spare tires at all.
you shouldn't. Here's the loyalty of the my
They'll never
community.
know that they weren't there in the first place.
The,
Not a clue.
the people who watch my podcast. Here's how generous the people are that watch my podcast. So I got a gentleman. He got this gaming computer, and he says he doesn't use it anymore because he doesn't play games anymore. And
Okay.
him and his wife have brand new laptops. So I guess this computer is like turbocharged, high capacity brain power. He's giving it to me.
Wow.
He's giving it to you?
Yep. I have to drive to Richmond, Indiana to get it, which is a small price to pay. Consider what the price of a computer is. So next week I'm going to Richmond to pick up this super high powered computer to replace my one that's 2 months old that they can't get replacement parts for already.
No.
Lesson learned, guys.
While I was watching your YouTube yesterday, before we get to real news for a quick bit, is that a wrecker? You have a black wrecker?
Black record.
You have
Do you have a black
wrecker truck?
Tow truck. Yeah,
Yeah.
I used to. Yeah.
I see it in the picture. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's
James.
so
You need to
rad.
bring that tow truck down to Florida,
thing
man.
is
You make some
sick.
money down here, buddy.
Well, I don't have it no more. Now I do have a project truck a 96 Chevy truck extended cab, because I can't ride a motorcycle anymore because of my disability. I have traded it for a Suzuki Cavalcade trike. So I go pick that up Tuesday.
Damn, old James, Uncle James is spending some money, baby.
He's balling. Beach Boy,
That's not
in the
spending money. I'm
chat, he
trading
got his
something.
autograph picture
That's
of Brian Kemp.
Oh, he got it. All
Beach
right.
Boy got it. It says it's
That
in an
just proves
honored
that
location.
Tyler's
Next to
not a
my,
complete scammer.
it says next to my autograph. It's now next to my autograph picture of the real Batman, Adam West.
Oh,
I mean,
that's the picture to have right there. Adam West.
I was eating dinner in New York when I still lived in Manhattan. We were eating at the Blue restaurant. I think it's called the Blue Restaurant. It's one of those Michelin star on TV. My girlfriend loved it.
It's a guy frying
I was
rats
sitting
in the
next to
alley.
the Joker while we were eating. That it was the new Joker after what's his name? Killed himself or whatever. So it was the younger guy.
I know
he had all the colored hair and everything. But what do we have for real news? We got like 2 minutes.
nothing.
Real news.
I was at a resort infested with
so was
alligators.
I. Fox News breaking.
Well, I say everybody watch
live. We'll do it
my
live.
podcast
Do it live.
from yesterday at 7 p.m. And my interview.
Did you guys see the two pilots that wrecked at LaGuardia? That was Canadian Air, right?
Yeah, hit an emergency vehicle.
That's insane that the two pilots died. The picture looks crazy, dude.
The pilots died?
Yeah.
You sure about that? Because the story wasn't that, it didn't say who died. If any,
it's on Fox News headline right now. The two pilots are the only ones who died.
No kidding.
Go figure. Look at the front. That's insane, dude.
Insane right there.
Yeah, they died.
What the hell did they hit, dude?
They hit an emergency vehicle, the fire response.
Was there something disabled about
Looks
the plane?
like the front of the plane's gone.
No,
dude.
it was ground. The emergency vehicle was out on the runway doing something, and the plane. Listen, that's a busy airport. LaGuardia is one of the busiest airports. They have ground
miscommunication.
They're miscommunicating. They yell at each other. It's crazy. You
can see how the pilots died. I mean, it took off the whole cockpit.
Oh yeah,
that's wild.
I never fly out of LaGuardia. I'll go.
I can see the pilot and co-pilot looking at you. You see that? Do you see that?
Yeah, I'll go to
Am I saying the same thing?
You know
what?
No, one of them was right too, right? One of them was right. One of them's like, "Don't do it, don't do it."
Yeah.
The other one's like, "Shut up."
This one guy wrecked his plane in Lexington because he took off from he wasn't on the runway. He took off from a whatever they call those lanes that you go to the runway. He thought that was a runway, and he took off and ran out of space to take off. Wrecked his plane.
That's.
I mean, you gotta.
That's when you're taking off in Maui or Kauai, and then when you lift off, water's right under you. They go right to the edge. Boom, you're over the water.
There's an island.
So don't screw that up.
I don't know which island it is, St. Kitts or someplace like that. That you're landing like on top of a volcano. It's like, and
have you seen some of the weirdest runways in the world? They got one on top of a mountain, and you got to kind of like lift the nose up just before, because the runway runs up the mountain, then and it kind of goes over the peak a little bit as it comes down to the actual airport.
Yeah,
that's the runway.
Right.
You want to talk about something? No way. I look, I'm a brave guy, but I'm not stupid.
No, that's why I try to spend most of my luxurious vacations In Florida,
Fishing.
nice and flat.
Can't fish for shit, according to his dad, but fishing.
It's why do you say that about my dad? It's, I don't have daddy issues.
Because you didn't
6
go get the
o'clock.
food when you were supposed to.
We'll see you guys tomorrow, bright
I
and
stay on
squirrely,
schedule. I
right
stay
here
on
at the
schedule.
Panican
I
Rehab.
may bring my appearance to this show. I don't know. I feel like
See you tomorrow.
Yeah, I know. You know you
See you
will.
guys. I'll see you. I'm gonna start writing James a nasty song, acapella, baby.